Hey everybody, Davies Tyler coming at you with another ranking the albums, and tonight we're going to be ranking the albums of Omen, and I don't mean the movie. I mean the band, heavy metal band Omen, started in 1983 uh, in California by lead guitarist Kenny Powell, and it's still going strong today, though not with the original. Sadly, not with the original lineup. And like I said before on previous albums or previous ranking the albums, I'll be ranking it from the one I like the least to the one I like the most. Just because I like the least doesn't mean I hate it. It's just one I don't reach for this as much. Maybe let's dive right into it. Starting out with an album that released in 1988 on Metal Blade Records and Roadrunner Records as Escape to Nowhere. The thing about this album is it's a good album. It's just too much 1980s hair metal. And if you know what I'm talking, you know 1980s hair metal where they had the big poofy hair a lot of the time and stuff. It's just they've went from what they started out with, saucers, warriors, and demons and stuff like that, and went into a more mainstream radio friendly thing. And radio friendly, is all right, but well, I won't get into that right now. But anyway, not too many standout tracks. Cry for the Morning, decent. Nomads, decent. It's just the other tracks aren't as strong. They just don't go anywhere. Coburn Farr, I believe their second vocalist after Jody and Kimball, the original vocalist, quit. Does a good job. So I'm not taking anything away from him. It's just the song. They tried to fit into the mainstream. Um, Adding a cover song of Golden Earrings, Radar Love. No, I believe that was their standout track of it. On yeah, I think they could have done better. You know, Escape for the title song "Escape to Nowhere" is all right, but it's just too 1980s hair metalish for me. So anyway, that's number 7. Moving right along. Number 6. A little bit better album. This is with I believe their 4th vocalist. Yeah, Kevin Gucher. Released in 2003 on Crash Music and Mausoleum. That's Eternal Black Dawn. Good album. Clean vocals throughout the whole album. Now, I like clean vocals. It just here they're trying to be heavier than they were on, but not as heavy. I mean, their album before this one was really heavy, but this one, it's still heavy, but the vocals just don't seem to reach out and grab you as much. They're just too clean. Standout songs: 1,000 Year Reign, Burning Times, and Spectre of Battles Past. Good songs. The rest of them, Eternal Black Dawn, good track. Blood Feud, House of Rue Royal, Chains of Delirium. It's just good songs that just, I think, like if they'd roughened up the vocals, used clean vocals where, it counted, and the rough vocals where it needed to be, it could have been a lot better. And, nothing, I'm not taking anything from Kevin Gucci. He's a good vocalist. I just think it could have been a lot better. So anyway, that's my number 6, Eternal Black Dawn. Moving to number 5. Now this is, I think, well, to me, is the heaviest of all their albums. Is it the best? To me, no. But it's still a decent album. It's released in 1997 on Massacre. It's a much heavier sound. Reopened the Gates. It's had Greg Powell on vocals. The only album he was on, as with Far. Did a decent job. Standout tracks: Dead March, Chained, Rain Down, Well Fed. Yeah, Well Fed. Great tracks. Uneven Plow. Opening the Gates. The other, good strong tracks. It just, I think they were trying to be too heavy all at once. They should have just eased it, of course, after putting out an album called like Escape Nowhere. 1980s hair metal band or album. I guess you want to get, you're desperate, you want to get back in the groove of things. But of course, and this was also released almost 9 years later after that one. So, but anyway, that's my number 5. Number 4. This one was released on May 31st, 2016 by DSN Music. Hammer Damage. Much improved on their previous album, Eternal Black Dawn. I think they were definitely heading in the right direction with this. Edgier vocals by Kevin Gucci. He does clean vocals. Leave on, see, an elegy. Yeah. Clean vocals where it counts. Standout tracks: Hammer Damage, Choco Canyon, Elegy, and Hellas. Great tracks. And this is like I said, this is what they should have done with Eternal Black Dawn. Had the edgier vocals and the clean vocals where it counted. That way you have, you can use basically to tell a story. You have like having two people, two different characters. But unfortunately, a lot of bands don't do that. They either have the harsh vocals or the mellow vocals. But anyway, that's my number 4, Hammer Damage. Number 3, now we're getting to the good stuff. The real good stuff here. This is the last album with J.D. Kimball, and I believe the last album with the original lineup. The original lineup of J.D. Kimball, Kenny Powell, Stephen Wittig, and Jody Harry. And it's too bad this lineup couldn't have lasted. I mean, I think they were hitting it on all cylinders by the time they put this album out. Unfortunately, J.D. Kimball, he left I think a couple of years later, went on other things, and he passed away in 2003. So he's no longer with us, sadly. Anyway, this album was released in 1986 on Metal Blade and Roadrunner, Curse. And this version I listened to had the EP Nightmares tacked onto it, which has a little bit more listening. Anyway, standout tracks: The Curse, Holy Martyr, Eye of the Storm, Teeth of the Hydra. Now, Teeth of the Hydra, that took me, when I first heard that, I'm like, well, this kind of reminds me of Jason the Argonauts movie, which was, I believe, released in the 1960s. And if you're familiar with that movie, there's a part or scene in there where the bad guy throws Hydra's teeth out on the ground, and skeletons pop up out of the ground and attack Jason and his men. Very creepy. But, man, that compared to nowadays, the special effects quite primitive and cheesy, but still makes for a great movie. And that's, Teeth of the Hydra are about that scene. The other standout track, Bounty Hunter. Don't get me wrong, all the tracks, the Kill on Sight, SRB, At All Costs, Destiny, including the stuff off the EP, Nightmares, Shock Treatment. It's also got Dragon's Breath, Termination, Bounty Hunter. And they included a cover of Whole Lot of Rosie. So there you go. Though I think they could have left a Whole Lot of Rosie off there. Let AC/DC cover that. They do all right, but I don't know. It just doesn't fit this band. But anyway, that's it. That's my number 3, The Curse. Wish I had some physical copies to show you the artwork on some of these. The artwork on this one's decent. It's pretty evil. The first 2 are great. One for No Escape, questionable. Eternal Black Dawn and Hammer Damage, fantastic covers, or cover art. Oh, yeah, okay, now we're down to the last 2. Now these I had a tough time with. Which to place number 1, which place number 2. Now, a couple weeks or a couple months down the road, this could change. Reverse, number 2 becoming number 1, and number 1, number 2, But needless to say, they're both fantastic albums. But today, my number 2 is Battle Cry, their debut album, released on 1984 on Metal Blade and Roadrunner. Pure demons, wizards, and warriors. That's why I say when they did Escape to Nowhere. What the hell are you guys doing? I mean, leave that to people like Cinderella and Kicks and bands like that. Just that's not omenish, not evil enough. But anyway, standout tracks on this one. The Axeman. If you heard that song, I just love that opening. Last Rites, Dragon's Breath, Battle Cry, and in the Arena. Fantastic tracks, though it doesn't not take anything away from the other songs. Death Rider, great opener. Last Rites, Be My Wench, Die by the Blade, Prince of Darkness. Bring Out the Beast. You how can you argue with songs like that? And the cover art, fantastic. So, I'm sure there's people out there that say, well, they could have done better, but it fits this. It fits this band. It fits this album. But anyway, check out these, before I go any further, before we get to number one, the main priority of this channel, as with all of the channels like Pete Pardo and Bryce on his channel and all the others, is to get people into this music, to let them know that this stuff exists. There's more out there than just the hip hop craze and Cardi B and Lady Gaga and stuff like that. Get out there, get on YouTube, and better yet, get on YouTube Music and investigate these bands. Investigate. Expand your horizons. You'd be surprised what is out there. I mean, before YouTube, there was a lot of bands I was curious about, but if I didn't hear it on the radio, I didn't want to go buy a physical copy of something that I wasn't going to like. What would I do? Throw it on the shelf, let it sit there and collect dust? I've got plenty of stuff that I bought in the past sitting there on my shelf collecting dust. Very few, but I didn't want to do that. But then YouTube came along and just, my first video I did was Nightwish. I had no idea who Nightwish was. Got on YouTube one night, saw this concert they did, blown away by them. It was late at night, had to be to work the next day. Started watching their video, their concert. I mean, I couldn't stop watching. I went out and bought the whole discography. And, same thing with Omen. Till this past spring, I had no idea Omen existed. And there are tons of bands I didn't. Warren Zevon, I knew who he was. Heard Werewolves of London, Roland the Thompson Gunner, Headless Thompson Gunner. Great songs, but they're the only songs I knew from him. Went on YouTube Music, went on to subscribe to his music, and I mean, he's got tons of great, fantastic music. I mean, sure, there's some that I don't care too much for, but the majority is fantastic. In fact, down the road sometime, I'm going to be doing rating the records or rating the albums of his. So, something to look forward to. But get out there, get on YouTube or YouTube Music, and check it out. You've got nothing to lose except a little bit of time. Also, when you find a band you like, go out, find their stuff, buy a physical copy, buy physical copies of this music. It helps them, helps these bands stay going, even if they're not around anymore. It still helps. It still gets the music out there, continues the interest in this fantastic stuff. Whether it be metal, hard rock, light rock. You got everything from AC/DC, Pink Floyd, Blue Oyster Cult, Warren Zevon, tons of bands. Go out and check it out. So anyway, enough of my rant. Sorry, I didn't mean to rant too much. Number one. Now, if you know Omen, you know what I've picked here. But for you those who don't know Omen, fantastic album. Warning of Danger. Released in 1985 on Metal Blade and Roadrunner. Second album. I mean, doesn't get much better than this. Send out tracks. Title track, Warning of Danger. March On. Fantastic bass opening line. Killer. Don't Fear the Night. Starts out calm and just works up and grabs you. Two song combo. Separate songs, but they go together. Premonition, instrumental, and termination. Make Me Your King, and the other one's Hell's Gates. Another killer opening bass line. Fantastic album. I mean, and this one's got this particular one I listened to had the Nightmares EP tacked onto it, adding additional songs, Nightmares, Shock Treatment. Also got a version of let's see, did I screw up here? Okay. Oh no, this one does. Okay, that's why I screwed up. I screwed up. I almost screwed up there. Okay, the Curse had the Nightmares EP onto it. Okay, this one also came out with the Nightmares EP on an expanded edition. So that's what I'm looking at here. Okay, so forget that portion of it. But anyway, other great songs, you know, Ruby Eyes, The Serpent, Don't Fear the Night, you know, Red Horizon, marvelous songs. It's just, and it goes to show what this lineup of Kimball, Powell, Wittig, and I apologize if I'm saying that wrong, and Henry. Just, it's too bad this lineup could have lasted longer, but that's how it goes sometimes. You know, one guy, you know, they start musical tastes start changing. Guy doesn't like the way the band's heading. And that's what happens. But at least we got these guys, this lineup for 3 fantastic albums. So anyway, recap. First one, Warning of Danger. Number 2, Battle Cry. Number 3, The Curse with the EP Nightmares. Number 4, Hammer Damage. Number 5, Reopening the Gates. Number 6, Eternal Black Dawn. And number 7, Escape to Nowhere. Like I said, go out, check them out. Buy physical copies. I haven't got any physical copies yet, but I'm going to definitely get them down the road here. Maybe that's what I'll spend my Christmas money on. Ooh, yes. Got Christmas coming up. Yeah. Great stocking stuffers. Yeah. I think CDs will fit in stockings. If you get a big stocking for somebody, just fill it up with CDs. Or go out and get I'm sure they got vinyl of these. Who knows? But anyway, there you have it. Omen, the discography of Omen. Anyway, please subscribe to this album, subscribe to this album. Subscribe to this channel. Leave a comment down below. In fact, if you've heard Omen, leave your own ranking. I'd like to see how you rank them. Another reason to get for this channel is to get this conversation, get people talking about it and doing their own rankings. And hit the bell for notifications for future episodes, future videos. Haven't got anything uh, planned yet, but in the meantime, I'm hoping to put out maybe another video during the week. But if not, I'll definitely get them out once every Monday, Sunday or Monday. So anyway, everybody have a good week, and we'll see you later.